Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Seems like there's something wrong with my face, but we are going to the draft right now. Game number 2, let's go. All right, so let's talk a little bit about this draft here. Hopefully I'm not muted this time around. It's Cursed Hollow, decided by Renovatio. That's a big mistake, actually, because Relics is very comfortable with Cursed Hollow. There's no way you're going to go in and think that it's going to be easy to take out Relics from a Belguard that they're comfortable with. This is just basically the same Belguard that they've been playing for a really long time. So the bans here, Tyrande once again is a respect ban against Trinities. Tyrande, more than anything else, there's also the Greymane ban out. They want to pick a Zagar, they got it. You also see the false stat ETC coming in. Not sure if it's actually going to be a Uther pickup here by Relics, so it's going to get denied against Renovatio. They shouldn't be too, you should be a little bit worried about having the Mosh Pit Divine Shield though. Okay, so here we go. It's gonna be the Uther Zagara here for Relics. And the next pick on Sonya, I like that a lot. Sonya is also here, the Relics plays a lot, they're very comfortable with it. So this is gonna be the Uther Sonya combo out of Relics. Zagara with the Mosh Pit, sorry, not Mosh Pit, Devouring Maw will provide some form of zoning at least. Not really looking to set up the fight, but more of like being used to just zone out the enemy. And yeah, they got also one more band on the side of Renovatio. I like the Muradin band a lot. I think Muradin with Sonya will be tricky to pull off. And on this side for Relics, just one more ban it is. We'll actually want to consider banning out Rhaegar. I like the Rhaegar ban because I think that it is actually going to be pretty effective against Renovatio. They don't have a support picked up yet, but nope, they're going for Leeming instead, which is still fine. I mean, Frostat already getting picked up very early by Renovatio. The ban on Leeming here is not really warranted. Like, I don't think it's absolutely necessary for Relics to ban this one out. I think that Rhaegar would have been a little bit of a better ban. Here, Renovatio needs to go for Jaina Rhaegar, or they can just assume that Relics is not going to go for Rhaegar and pick it up last, which is still fine. Next pick here, pretty interesting. Wow, we're actually going to see Sylvanas. This is actually a very interesting strategy for Renovatio. We've never really seen Sylvanas getting picked up by this team before. So this will have to be, this is going to be actually very new. So game 2, and in case you guys are just tuning in, this is the Southeast Asian Regional. We're looking to crown one team to go to Korea, in which they'll be playing against the rest of the world. And that is going to be really fun to witness, at least. And for Relics on this side, they have got a couple of other options available. Would definitely like to see, I don't think they're actually going to pick Rhaegar here, but I'd like to see another warrior at least. No Muradin, probably going to see the same T-Roll again, or maybe just the Stitches. Cursed Hollow is pretty good to have Stitches. You have Stitches and a good follow-up with Sonya. Some teams actually really like running Stitches Malfurion as well, but I don't think that you will want to pick up second support here. Tassadar is a great pick, man. Yeah, I would go for Tassadar. Oh, wow, actually going to be the Illidan. Tassadar, alright, so it's somewhat like a Protect the Illidan comp, kind of 50% on it. And the other ones here, it's just going to be the Sonya, and it looks like Renovatio also not going for Rhaegar, but just going for the Morales, single target heals. Primarily because I don't think there's much of an AoE damage dealer on the side of Relics coming out. So that could be a few main reasons why they decided to go for Morales instead of the AoE Rhaegar. I would say the Rhaegar is still pretty good. I mean, he's got Ancestral, and he's not banned. So only in SEA do you not see Rhaegar picked, although he's not banned. Right, so this is actually the second game in a best of 3 lower brackets. Also, in the meantime, I'm going to ask if there is a update between Hot Hit Gaming as well as GDG9, and we'll bring you the information. Right. I hope you guys enjoyed this custom coverage brought to you by myself, doing a bit of solo cast today. So seek understanding, I'm also the guy observing this entire game. So if I miss some actions, I'm very sorry about it. I'm going to do my best to bring you as great a coverage as possible on this tournament. Yep, and the game actually just getting ready right now I'm excited. I'm excited for Illidan. Relics actually, this is not the first time pulling out Illidan. I heard from the team yesterday against Renovatio 1, the main team for Renovatio. They pulled out Illidan, but it did not work. Here it's the second time they are playing this Illidan. Could be a very niche strategy. Once again, if you're looking at this draft and you're kind of confused, the main reason why Tyrande and Greymane is getting banned out first is because Tyrande is a respect ban against Trinity, and Greymane is just a hero that the rest of Southeast Asia really wants to pick up. We're not so big on Liming. I think that we're really big on Greymane. Liming is not even first picked, although not banned. Just a false stat ETC, which in my opinion is kind of like more for mobility ETC. Also, they're just basically because they want to deny ETC from Relics, and in turn they're just trading up the cards, and you see the Uther Sonia getting picked up. Following which, you see the Muradin to ban out because you don't want to have Muradin Sonia, and Liming getting banned out because range damage dealers were not picked up by Renovatio earlier on. And then they decided to go with the Jaina. Sylvanas is the interesting pick here. So we'll have to see what kind of value she provides. I myself am a big Sylvanas fan. I've said this before in all the other broadcasts that she's my bae, and she's really, really awesome and fun to play with. I've got a lot of games under my belt with Sylvanas as well. No surprises there. Secret Sylvanas fan. But the funny thing here about Sylvanas is that although I like her a lot, I don't think she is going to provide a lot of value in Cursed Hollow. This is actually not like a Battlefield of Eternity, nor is it the Dragonshire, nor is it the Immortals. So that's the tricky thing. So once we get the information here, we'll be able to go into this game. But still waiting on the lobby to just go in. Oh, wow, okay. All right. Looks like the game is loading up. Not sure if it's going to be a remake. Seems like there's a bit of an issue here and there a little bit. But yeah, Morales, a few key reasons why Morales and Falstad is getting picked up here. It could be because of the fact that Curse Hall is centric around bosses, and Morales and Falstad should be able to provide that kind of mobility. Okay, good news, guys. We fixed Ancestral Healing for Rhaegar, and we also fixed Illidan. He's going to look green now, not black. I'm having some issues with my screen, though. So I'm going to try and do my best to get this fixed for you guys. All right. Okay, we're now good to go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is game number 2 between Relics from Singapore and Renovatio II from the Philippines. On the blue team, this is Relics. Trinity, going to be playing as the Zagara. Zaze, onto that Tesla. Musica will be your, looks like Uther. Decurza onto Sonia. Last but not least, Mur will be your Illidan. And on the red team, it's going to be Renovatio II. Kaija on the Jaina. 4 on Morales. Jumpy Lion will be your Sylvanas. ETC being played by Surai. Last but not least, we also got Leamington playing as the Falstad. Right off the bat, Curse Hollow, very big battleground. You know, there's a couple of tribute spawning points, 6 in total, 3 on top, 3 in the bottom area. And you can see that immediately Mur's already going to work against this tower. Same could be said here on the side for the red team. They're just trading up this area pretty well. They're able to do a lot more work because of Sylvanas, and here comes the damage. Mur actually jumping in very much headstrong against Jumpy Lion. There is still going to be the Haunting Wave, but thrown out aggressively. It's not going to be available for use right now. And Musica goes in for the stun against the Medic. The Medic does take the fall. Jumpy Lion also very, very close. And Mur just, for that second there, consider jumping onto that Sylvanas once more. But that could have resulted in him going past the gate. Straight off the bat, you can see that the talent options are very different here. Bob Shot instead of Withering Fire. Instead of Wither Wind. Withering Fire here will do 200% extra bonus damage to non-heroic units. And you also will see the Scouting Drone for Morales, more for vision purposes, as the Lingering Chill Season Marksman. Prog Rock instead of Rolling Like a Stone. We're going to hold that thought a little bit. The Curza takes a bit of a beating here. We'll be alright. Jumpy Lion. Very aggressive maneuver before. Going to be able to buy some time with that extra healing beam. Seems like Jumpy Lion is going to be okay. And a bit of an update. GDG910 is the current score on the other side of this bracket. Still a lot of damage onto the Curza there. This is just basically the split push strategy. Like they just want to go and take down towers. That's as simple as that. And there's nothing much that the Sonya or Tesla could do. So early on, they're just expending a lot of mana off the Morales. They're going in. A little bit of extra slam coming from Dekurza. Nice peels going. Lemington dropping very, very low. The Sonic Storm picks up the kill. And also going to see Jumpy Line a little bit of trouble there, but still has got a hunting wave. The trade up against Sonya is successful at the end. Zace, unfortunately, does not have enough shield there. Also going to see the Sonic Storm for a bit of a trade up. Zace finally going to be playing as support once again, or off support, if you will. For the longest time, I like him on support. And you see the full level lead for Relics. They're not going to lose this level lead here. And you see Mental Acuity getting picked up. And oh! 5-man disconnection. Straight out of the Philippines. Okay, we're actually gonna wait for it. This again goes to show that Trinity has the quickest response possible. He paused the game because it would have been a remake. We're actually gonna wait for them to resolve the connection issues. But yep, and Venom Spines, and you also have Immolation, Focus Attack, Protective Shield, and Venom, and Advanced Block, Arcane Intellect, Power Throw, Double Neck Guitar. So yes, it's still gonna be Double Neck Guitar, but not Rolling Like a Stone. So you don't see the standard ETC build. This is actually just going to be a bit of extra permanent increase of healing per second. Would be okay for a very Lig-Im-centric battleground like Cursed Hollow, so that's still okay. But Double Neck Guitar here is still very much a good pick. And on this side, you will also see, interesting enough, no Leeching Plasma, just Mental Acuity. So this is just going to apply a little bit more extra vision, but you don't see Sonya going in for the extra heals there from the Leeching Plasma, which is a bit of a waste if you ask me, because she at least has got a War Paint. She's probably not going to die. Plus you got Illidan on this side. It could have been a little bit better to go for Leeching Plasma instead. Okay, so far that's about it for the talent options, and we're actually going to a pause here because of connection issues on the side of the Philippines. Once they've resolved that, we'll be able to go back into this game. But in the meantime, guys, thank you very much for tuning in to the Southeast Asian Games. This is the SEA Regionals, and I'm Babel, doing a bit of a solo casting. So you're wondering where's my co-caster? I've got none. Hashtag forever alone. But I'm still glad to have you guys here today. Very excited. Crowning a champion, and definitely long way to go. Long day ahead. We've got about 6 to 7 matches lying in the wait. Pretty exciting. So once again, if there is any sound issues, let us know, please. Or if there's any latency problem, we're gonna try and fix this. We being my producers, not me. There's nothing I can do here. I'm just gonna talk, but yeah. All right. That's it. My producers are looking at the chat, by the way, in case you guys are wondering. And I'm also looking at the chat while we're having a bit of a downtime. But thank you guys for being here, really. We understand that there's a bit of a production issues, and we're also going to try and work, they're going to work their best to fix it. Okay, so game number 2. Relics, of course, 1-0 right now. Like I've said before, in terms of his composition, this is actually the second time they've pulled out Illidan. The first time not being very effective. But you know, the thing about Illidan is that it could just be a bit of a snowball, a game that Relics wants to play. What's really surprising that I mentioned just now is that there is no Leeching Plasma, because there's 2 auto attack heroes on that side, and Leeching Plasma is going to provide so much more value. There's also 2 support for Relics up against 1 solo Morales. It's a dive-centric composition. They really want to go in and take out the Morales. And for Renovatio, they have to make sure that the Morales stays alive and safe in the back line. There's the Mighty Gust to help them with that. There's also the Mosh Pit, which I'm expecting to get picked up in this game. It's funny because in Southeast Asia, you still see teams going for Stage Dive instead of Mosh Pit. Did it work? Primarily just the Malaysians going for Stage Dive instead. I myself don't like Stage Dive. I don't think it's viable, but some ETCs still go for Stage Dive regardless, and they play that to a pretty good fruition. Savannah's, on the other hand, definitely going to be the willing arrow. And if you look at Renovatia's lineup, they were coming into this game with a very strong plan. The plan here is to just try and take down as many towers as possible. But unfortunately, they're up against Illidan as well as the Zagara. Both of those guys also can tear through structures very quickly. And in this game, number 2, you saw in under 2 minutes, already Relics took down the top fort against Renovatio. That's a very big statement in terms of the push potential that his team has. And I like that a lot. It's a big battleground, so I'm not expecting a lot of rotations, although it's pretty clear that Renovatio has got an early game rotation advantage, which they were able to pull off with Sylvanas as well as Morales just going directly to pushing down those frontline structures. They were still not able to take down a fort. And that results in one full level lead for Relics. In terms of kills, currently 2-1. And just in case you guys are wondering, this is the Southeast Asian Regional. Once again, we're now in the lower brackets, day 2, double elimination, so we're playing for elimination here. And a current score 1-0 for Relics. If Renovatio wins here, it's going to go to a third game. But if Relics wins, it's over. For Renovatio 2, they will have to go home. And Relics will then proceed on to the next round, lower bracket round 2, where they're going to play for 3rd, 4th placing. And if they win, they will continue on. If they lose, they'll finish in 4th. And on the other side of this bracket, we've got with us here GDG9, Grid is Good, up against Hothead Gaming. That's a complete tie versus tie situation. And once that's fixed, we'll know which is the better tie team. A bit of a history on both of those teams, Hothead Gaming as well as Grid is Good. Grid is Good has got a Bruzy, Vashdog, and that is a team that has been looking to prove itself for the longest possible time. Unfortunately, a lot of roster issues plagued the team, and they were not able to prove themselves last year in 2015. Here, it's the Spring Championship. It's a good start for them. They're going in really strong. Hothead Gaming on the other side has got a very interesting lineup, and I would say that Hothead Gaming is, although they lost to GDG9, they actually finished slightly better in their group, in Group 1. Compared to GDG9's 3rd place finish in Group 2, which is why it resulted them in facing off against each other. Hothead Gaming looking for revenge, but clearly they are the 2nd best team out of the nationals that happened last weekend, and now they have to do their best to try and fight forward. Okay, so right now the score on that side is 1-0. In the upper brackets, we also have got a Renovatio 1 up against Resurgence, and we're still going to wait for that game. It's not going to start until about 1 to 2 p.m. So sit tight for that. Maybe actually a little bit later than that. But looks like we got a game ready. We're gonna have to wait for it to begin. Seems like the Filipino team resolved the connection, and we are now waiting for Relics to get ready. They got a missing member. Okay, so we got Relics up against Renovatio. Straight off the bat, early game advantage definitely went to Relics already. Renovatio 2, by the way, not Renovatio 1. There's 2 Renovatio teams in this tournament, both qualifying out of the Philippines. Renovatio 1 in the top seed, and Renovatio 2 in the 2nd seed for sure. Still, very, very interesting situation for them to be in. Alright guys, hopefully the sound issues are gone. But if it's not, please let us know once again. They're doing their best to fix it. So I'm excited. Now, hot favorites to win this entire tournament, I have to say it's Resurgence. They were pretty dominating in the Singapore Spring Pro League. That happened before this tournament itself. And the Spring Pro League, it's a pretty funny pro league. Relics was going in, and they were hot favorite to win that one, but unfortunately, because of a tie with Sage Gaming, another Singaporean team, they were not able to pick up the victory there. And also they lost, it's a tie against the top seed Resurgence as well, so they're now looking to finally resolve that today. Man, that was actually all the way in January, so 2 full months of angst, and if you call it issues. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, resuming game number 2 in the lower brackets. Glad to have the Filipinos back in this game. But the tribute now finally spotting. This is the first one of many more to come. And bottom lane, you still see the Sylvanas doing a lot of pressure. The Curza already tapped the well. They probably need a little bit more help here. Tribute's going to spawn top lane, probably going to get picked up by Solo Musica, not looking like it's going to be much of a contest. Leamington still has got a barrel. already using the lightning rod. Trinity swinging by. Sonya bottom did go down at the end, unfortunately, but it seems like Zace is just a bit too slow. Trades up against Morales with the Sonic Storm. Very nicely done there. But jumping line still going against the Ford. Illidan top lane soak. Zagara needs to make a rotation to the bottom lane right now because the bottom lane is already getting a lot of pressure from this Sylvanas combo. Healing well. Oh, nice tap there by Zace. It's still going to be up and going. Insane rotation from Dikurza. Musica. Zace now, a little bit of trouble. Power slide. Don't think it's going to be enough for a kill here. Musica swinging by, looking for the stun. Jumpy line in a little bit of trouble there. Also going to see the Sonic Storm coming out. Dikurza now looking for the Ancient Spear, but going to get some body blocks coming out from the ETC. Jumpy line going to be okay. Great power slide, and Asurai saves the teammate there. Very well played by the ETC. Great try by Relics. Unfortunately, no value there. Although the overextension was over 9,000. But some say, man, if you got a way out, you got a way out. Kurza, in the meantime, going for some mercenary camps, and level 7 just got hit by both sides, and it looks like it's not even going to be a protective Kalas and Praise for the Tassadar. Just going for static charge instead for more damage per right click when Sonic Storm has got its effect. It applies an effect, static charge effect on target, so every right click deals a little bit more damage. Gara by Illidan. That's the first just healing. Cleanse also going to get picked up. And oops, I actually forgot to cover the red team, but hold that thought though. A bit of a fight going on. Musica again going for stun against Morales. ETC not in a bad spot. But Morales is the first to run away, so still pretty much a good area here. Lack of lockdown generally before level 10. No devouring mod, that's the problem. Second tribute going to its relics. And it's unstable poison, clear, ice lance, secret weapon, loudspeakers. Right now for the blue team, a bit of a stun against Jumpy Line. Dikurza in a great spot for this kill here, but Morales is there for some extra heals and a nice haunting wave. Sylvanas going to be fine. Once again, very close shave for Renovatio. But they're already going for Mercenary. Now, I'm slowly starting to see the strategy behind Relic's pickup here. They're just employing the help of Mercenary camps with two main heroes, the Sonya as well as Illidan. Both of these heroes can go to the Mercenary camps before they are level 7. And specifically, Illidan going in really, really well. I like that a lot. So this basically just is going to provide a lot of pressure. But there's the Sylvanas at least. It could also be because Renovatio faced up against this strategy before. That's why they are just very much keen to pick up the... Oh, wow. So close. The Hunt did not connect there. Oh, God. Leamington. So, so close. You saw that Cabot video of Illidan chasing off the Feldstedt? I actually thought that's going to happen. I actually thought that's a reality here, but unfortunately the Hun did not connect there. Barely, just barely. Ooh, level 10 both sides, by the way. Medivac on Morales. Key thing to note. And Illidan not going to go for Metamorphosis. Mosh Pit connecting. And Dikurza, a little bit of bad positioning there, but Jumpy Line the first to go down. And you still see the Mighty Guys coming in. Now, Mur, a little bit of trouble all of a sudden, but Devarma connecting on 2 targets. Dikurza now going to try and pick up the Medivac. Medivac explodes, but for now, a little bit of trouble. Nice false wall by Zace. Trinity goes in to try and chase up the remaining 2 members. Kaija now a little bit of trouble, but Relic splits aside with Musica going for the tribute instead. And that's 3 men down on the side of Renovatio II. Red team is cursed, and Trinity is going to have free roam here in the bottom area. We're going to see if we can pull up the replay of the last fight. And we also have great false wall by Zace. Very nicely done. ETC Mosh Pit going in. Okay, we got a replay. We're going to pull it out right now. While Renovatio is going to soak the lane in real time, look at this replay. Trinity made a bit of a mistake. He walked into the Mosh Pit. I have to point that out, unfortunately. But, yeah, that's a mistake. But he made up with a great play here. Merge up a lot of HP because of Jaina in the back line. But at the same time, you saw this nice play here by the team to pick off the Medivac. And that's about it. All right, so Kaija did escape, but unfortunately, in real time, he just went down to a great rotation from Relics. They came in from the side, just 3-man flank. Enough said. Top lane, 3-man aggression once again from Renovatio, looking to pick up this Ford in terms of a trade, but it's cursed, and for the next 10 seconds, this front structures will not stand against Zagara. This is pretty clear. Feldstadt going to be here. Mighty Guys available for use. But 3 seconds remaining, and no false wall yet. Dikurza picking up the Siege Giants, and Relics just really having the best time here. Maximum brutality, maximum value from that, just from that curse itself. Oh, the Hunt of Flying Illidan coming in. You are not prepared out of nowhere. Jaina just going down like that. Man, Mur coming in really, really hot. Keep now, bottom lane, probably going down. It looks like it's going to be a base race, or the start of a base race. Don't think that they are going to be able to try and stop this one. Mer already going to the core, and red team having Hearthstone back home. They're one tribute up. The core shield still going, but Mer taking a little bit too much damage now, having to pull back out. Nice force wall there by Zaze to try and force out the disengage. Leamington with the Mighty Gus. Mer, a bit of a bad spot. Face melt again, ETC. Don't want to be here. There we go. Yet again, another hunt coming in from Illidan to the backline. This is just Morales. And they're really trying to make sure that this Medivac goes forward. But nope, it's not going to happen now. Another force wall. 4 will go down as the Morales. Asurai now a little bit of a bad spot. Nice Divine Shield. We're going to see the Mosh Pit connecting on multiple targets. But already Trinity is prepared for it. And there goes the Devouring Maw. Mosh Pit getting cancelled. And it looks like it's going to be Sirloin Steak on the house here. Easy kill on the ETC. Leamington, man. Falstad is lost. There's nothing he can do. Very, very aggressive play by Relics. Almost borderline disrespectful, but borderline. They were pulling back. They were able to bait out, and they got maximum value. So I'm not going to complain about that. It's still a good play by the team. And finally now going for the boss on the side of Relics. Meanwhile here for Renovatio II, they know they're in a bad spot. Like, this boss here could actually end this game. The core was not damaged. Not really. The shield went back up to full 100%. And they're waiting for the tribute to spawn right now. A few seconds. Boss going to push down the bottom lane. And Asurai, just a bit of a zoning measure here. Sylvanas Morales once again goes to work. Medivac is available for use before getting a bit of rotation from Relics now. Jumping line looking to get bottom Medivac. Medivac trying to take off there, but both of them get stranded, and it's a 2-man double tap. Meanwhile, bottom lane, the boss is already going in, but don't think it's going to be game here because Relics is not in his vicinity. And primarily also do take note that it's because this is still very much early game. 10 minutes and 40 seconds. Although it's level 16, this boss is not going to be able to take down the core by himself. Not a late game enough position here for Relics to pick off. Musica sidesteps away from the root, but already could see that this is like 100% containment against Renovatio. The Filipino team unfortunately not able to do anything. Probably wants to send Falstad here for a top lane soak. Bottom lane want to try and play ticket slow. Leamington, nice barrel roll. False wall not very effective there. But the boss is going to plow down that top lane. And it's already in motion. Level 16 talent options for Relics here on this Illidan. It's Stone Skin, 6 Sense, more survivability, and a fight's going to go on right now. False wall, not the best. But ETC, a little bit of trouble. Asurai does have the mosh pit. Gonna have to be very careful about that. There goes the Whirling Arrow, but ETC does go down at the end. And the root from the boss against Morales. Morales is gone. That's the sole support. Mer now goes back out to the interesting position. Will be okay. Takes a lot of damage from Sylvanas as well as Jaina. Goes back in once more. Have a bit of a cleanse coming up from the Uther, but Leamington goes in first. And it will be Mer going for a little bit more damage. Jumping line, make sure it's not a 5-man team wipe, but Kaija in a lot of trouble. Pops the ice block in the worst possible time. Kaija goes down. Looks like it's going to be the game here for Relics. Waiting for the boss to join up, but the boss actually going down, and they still have the bottom lane pushed in, so they can still go for a game. And you see the stun on the jumpy line. It seems like it's still going to be a 5-man team wipe. Core going down. Nice devouring more by Trinity. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the game. And Renovatio II, they finished this tournament in 6th place. A lot of love in the house here in game number 2. But looks like Relics will continue on to lower bracket round 2. And for the other side of this bracket, waiting for an update between GDG9 and Hothead Gaming, current score 1-0. Waiting for the second game, and it's still ongoing, by the way. We may actually have a chance to cover that series if it goes to a third game. All right, let's go for the last replay of the last fight there. You know that Mer's jumping in against the ETC. Musica also doing a pretty good job. This Whirling Arrow is perfect, but unfortunately the positioning of Relics made sure that it's not going to be a full 5-man mosh pit regardless. And Mer's already playing very callous here, but I think he can afford to do that. And he realizes that. Some extra shields coming out. Musica still landing those protective shields to Mur, and that's the plasma shield on top of it. So that's a lot of extra HP on this Illidan. The Curza chasing after this Jaina, but look at that. Lands the Blizzard, goes into Ice Block despite a failed Force Wall. But doesn't matter, that Jaina was 100% dead for sure. Boss did not follow the team. Team was like, hello, boss? Where, boss? Jumpy line going down at the end there, and that's game. So the Singaporean team Relics continues on to the next stage. And we are now also going for a break. We are going for an extended break, but we'll be back when we know if we're going to cover the third game here. But just going to try and give you guys a bit of a lowdown what's happening right now. GDG9 up against Hothead Gaming. Grid is good up against Hothead Gaming. Current score 1-0 in favor for GDG9. And if they go to a third game, which means if Hothead Gaming wins game 2, we will bring you the coverage of game number 3. But if GDG9 wins game 2, which is going to close the series 2-0, we'll go on to the next lower bracket round. So therefore, we're still waiting for the game to finish, and it will be a bit of a wait. So do sit tight and grab some popcorns, boys. We'll be back soon. Against Misha, and still see Mur dropping a lot of HP. Wave of Force comes out yet again, but he's going to get a lot of sustained heal. Brightwing goes down. That's one healer already gone. Still not going to be enough for a burst against the blue team. Zay's dropping a lot of HP. Era's still alive. Abruzzi's still alive. That is the Leeming and Greymane, and they're still in it for the fight. Looking for the game-ending moment here. Stage dive coming in, but not much for cooldown reduction. Solo lockdown against Mur. Abruzzi goes down. What a pickup. Can you believe that? Arcane up, not connecting.